Miracy.
I'm Lonnie Ray, and you're listening to Making It. The work I do is like Fix-A-Flat for those blowout moments, offering solutions and resources and insights from a third-party perspective that gets my clients back on the road again. When I was a child, Pippi Longstocking was my role model, and I just wanted to see the world. I wanted to have adventures, and I'm the tail end of baby boomers. And for us, our options were a receptionist, wife, nurse, stewardess. And I was like, I don't want to do any of those things. I just want to go have a good time. I want to be a free spirit. And I had a towel when I was a child that had a mama kitty and a bunch of little baby kitties on it. And they were all different colors. And I was so drawn to this towel, but I didn't understand the words on it. And my mom told me to sound it out. And I said, okay. Var-E-A-T is the spice of life. I understood later it was variety. Variety is the spice of life. And that really became the theme of my life. My father was an entrepreneur and he just worked far too much and seemed unhappy. My mother was an employee and she just seemed unhappy. And I felt between a rock and a hard place. I just didn't know what on earth are we supposed to do with our lives when both of these examples look just awful. I first went to college to study pre-med to be a chiropractor because I'd worked in the field as an assistant, but my heart really wasn't in it. And that's when my dad scooped me up and said, come on, go to culinary school instead. So my plans of being a chiropractor really, they were half-hearted. But I got a degree. I got a bachelor's degree in food service management and then proceeded to work in film and television. That's what I really wanted to do. I walked into PBS in Seattle and pretty much begged for my first job. And it was a great experience because I got to see that being a documentary maker was really about begging for money pretty much most of your life. And I was like, well, this isn't for me. But I also learned because they had me watch interviews from all over the world. So I got to participate in this documentary by citing for the producer the best interviews from all the year of filming all over the world. And that was when I learned the editor is God in film. I also found myself on the set of Northern Exposure as their chef when we had casts of hundreds of extras. And that was a great experience. And then I became an actor as well. But it wasn't just film and television that I got into. I also found a love of broadcasting and manifested my first radio show out of the blue. And from then on, I really focused on radio and podcasts. I was so unsure of what to do that I had a cable TV show first, and I interviewed people that were successful. I interviewed businessmen, millionaires, everyone, and I interviewed them for my cable TV show to find out how the heck do you figure out what to do with your life. And what was interesting is that back then, it was uncomfortable to say the word intuition. So they would hedge and haw and shuffle their feet and be like, I said, how do you make decisions in this $1 million business? Well, it's a feeling thing. I'm like, what do you mean it's a feeling thing? Don't you whip out a pie chart or something? And they're like, no, it's just a feeling inside. And if I ignore it, then it goes wrong. And so I dubbed that feeling they were describing as the Big Yes. And the Big Yes became my first radio talk show where I interviewed what I call the usual suspects, motivational speakers and authors on how they were living their Big Yes. I was jealous of those people. I was raised to be this. I'm going to be this. That's what I became. I thought, how the heck do you know at 7 you want to be this or that? I didn't know. But us creative types were open to what else might unfold? What other tool can I put in my chest? What other resource can I become for someone else? And then how can I offer that to the world? There's no clear-cut path on that. And you have to really create your own platform. As a Renaissance woman, I guess I am, with all these different skills. The creative process just keeps the door open. It's a little bit annoying sometimes, quite honestly. Is there a period at the end of a sentence ever? No, it's usually a ... And I love that because of all the things I've done, what I bring to other people are new options, and those change outcomes. That just makes me so happy. Making it to me means on a personal level that you're following your big yes. And it can look crazy to other people, but if you're doing the thing that calls to you, that is for you, that's what making it means. And for me, making it has been so many different things that have culminated in me being an advisor to other people. When somebody says to me, your podcast, your book, your posts made my life better. It changed my life. Those are the moments that I feel like I have finally made it. You see, I grew up as a very downtrodden kid. I was Debbie Downer. I really was in a bad place for about 40 years. So making it on a personal level has been to evolve into being a ray of light. And now I've returned to show other people how to do it. I am so excited. I've been able to take all of the different things I've done as a professional tumbleweed, where I've explored a number of careers and had so many experiences. And I've put it all together as the Swiss Army knife of consulting and mentoring. What I mean by the Swiss Army knife is that there are so many resources that are just sitting here, in my head, that when people call and ask for help, it's like, how do you know this? I don't know. I have done a lot of work and it helps them. Some people have called me the aha coach. But I'm more of an advisor. I'm not so much a coach as I am an advisor who says, look, this works, this doesn't work. Here's what can get you back on the rails when you've gotten derailed. My big mission in life is to show people there is a different way of having life work out. It's not predetermined. It can be anything you want it to be, and it can be better than you ever imagined it could. That I'm the example, I'm the poster child for complete turnaround of personality and persona and success. I have been able to bring back a lantern and a light and a laugh, as I like to say, to show that it doesn't all have to be so serious and so heavy. I know what that's like. I was the heavy. Boy, do I know. And because of that vibration that I believe I carry, I know that it lifts other people up. And that really drives everything that I do. I'm sort of like a cheerleader with built-in pom-poms. I'm Lonnie Ray, and you've been listening to Making It. You can find me at thirdpartyinsights.com.
Making It is part of the Mira CFM podcast network, which also includes such shows as Course Lab and Once Upon a Business. This episode of Making It was produced by Danny Bermond and Jeff Govertson. Cynthia Lamb is supervising producer. Danny Eni, that's me, is executive producer. Post-production by Post Office Sound. To catch the great episodes that are coming up on Making It, please give us a follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening right now. And if you like the show, please leave us a starred review. It's the best way to help us get these ideas to more people. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.